Shalom. All right, Shalom. I want to begin this lesson by giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahashemi Hawashai, Bahashema Kakurash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who have taught us all this truth in the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashemi Hawashai. I'm Shaquat, back with another lesson. Lord willing, it's edifying to the hopeful elect. Yahweh, Bahashemi Hawashai, Barakathum, to you sincere, Akim, walk. And a sincere shalom to you brothers out there pushing this truth out there on the highways and the byways to the YouTube lessons, man. Shalom to you all. Lord willing, this be edifying, right? So, without further ado, we're gonna get into it. I want to watch this video from the Elder Apostle Tahar's channel. But the title of this lesson will be: Will non-Israelites receive glorified bodies? Will non-Israelites receive glorified bodies? Which we're gonna come back to that question here in a moment. So I want to go to the Elder Apostle Tahar's video. Go subscribe. What is the 666 Mark II GMS Truth? The title of the video is 2026, the year of apostasy, agents and sellouts. All right, he came out with the what's it called? The title for the new year, for lack of better words. He came out with it early, so there you go. All right, so we're gonna watch this. The Genesis Israelites, they are through. Hassad and Hakah, they're through. The Lord is going to put their ass to death, least they repent. Which 9 times out of 10 they're not. But the Lord's hand is not short in who He may save. As of right now, these niggas are through.
Unbelievable.
This so that they could find him, though he be not far from every one of us. So he's utterly destroyed.
Corey's so scared to have the bill, man. Okay, Hassan, do you believe that non-Israelites can be engrafted into the olive tree that's in Romans 11? Yes or no?
Yes. It depends on what you mean by equal salvation.
I mean, equal salvation.
Okay, well, let me say answer yes or no, and then I'll qualify. So yes, within context. So just like we see in Exodus chapter 14, when the Israelites received salvation, when they leave the land of Egypt, the mixed multitude and Israelites all walked through the exact same Red Sea. So by definition, they received the exact same salvation. But when you read Deuteronomy 29, what is the position of the stranger? It says the strangers are the hewers of our wood and the jars of our water. So while they both received the same type of salvation, afterwards, they were not on the same exact level in terms of class and rulership.
Okay. Do the non-Israelites get glorified bodies? Yes or no?
That's an interesting question. So that's something that I've been studying a little bit more lately, especially as it relates to this topic. There's arguments either way. Nonetheless, the point remains is that the majority of the Gentiles are going to be destroyed or go into slavery. Or
the non-Israelites,
they were not on the same exact level in terms of strangers are the hewers of our wood and the jars of our water. So they received the exude and Israelites received salvation in context. So just like we see in Exodus chapter and salvation.
Yes or no? Be engrafted into the olive tree that's in Romans 11.
And apologies for me replaying this. I was looking at something else, so forgive me.
Yes or no?
Yes.
That's in Romans 11. Can be engrafted into the olive tree that's in Romans 11. Yes or no?
Yes.
Bullshit, nigga, bullshit. If that's the case, why when you go to the book, this is not the point of the lesson, so I'm gonna make this point very quick. All right, so when you go to Romans 11, right, and then it starts round about verse 13, going into the wild olive tree and the grafting in. Why all the way after all of that, right? After all of that, all right, in verse 26, it says, "And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written." Explain it. Why does it say, and so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written? Why does it then go on to say, there shall come out of Zion, all right, which is another way to say Israel. In the Hebrew, it's Tezayawan, which means monument. The deliverer. Who is that? Yahushua, right? Why is he coming out of Zion? Because he's an Israelite himself. In the book of Hebrews 7:14, it says, for we know that our Lord sprang out of Judah. Then it went on even further to emphasize this point, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. It didn't say turn away ungodliness from everybody. It said to turn away ungodliness from Jacob, which is the Israelites, because we know Jacob's name in the book of Genesis was changed to Israel, which means he prince of the power after he wrestled with that angel. And then it goes on to say, for this is my covenant unto them. Unto who? What it just said in this verse above. When I shall take away their sins. Well, who is the only nation that has the ability to sin? Hassad. Who? Who did the Lord give the law to? The nation of Israel. That's why in Amos 3:2 it says, only you, all the families have I known of all the earth, therefore I'm going to punish you for your iniquities, roughly paraphrasing. So how do you explain this? And what covenant is this talking about? It's talking about the new covenant, which we're going to get into later as concerning a point. All right, so we're going to answer this. We're going to go into this further when we get to the real point of the lesson. So hell no, the heathens ain't getting grafted in, man. Hell no. The Gentiles that are grafted back in are Israelites. They're Israelite foreigners, meaning they either look like heathens, they follow heathen ways, speak the language of the heathens, or they simply put just live in the lands where live in heathen lands. That's it. But regardless, by seed, it's an Israelite if they're able to be saved. This is nonsense, man. How do you deal with 1 Corinthians 12:2? And then what cuts all of this nonsense is Romans the 9th chapter, man, concerning the inheritance. Who was the inheritance given to? The nation of Israel. Come on, man. It's too easy, man. Y'all got to stop this BS.
It depends on what you mean by equal salvation.
I mean, equal salvation.
Okay, well, let me say answer yes or no, and then I'll qualify. So yes, within context. So just like we see in Exodus chapter 14, when the Israelites receive salvation, when they leave the land of Egypt, the mixed multitude and Israelites all walked through the exact same Red Sea. So by definition, they received the exact same salvation. But when you read Deuteronomy 29, what is the position of the stranger? It says the strangers are the hewers of our wood and the drawers of our water. So while they both received the same type of salvation, afterwards, they were not on the same exact level in terms of class and rulership.
Okay.
You know those quote unquote heathens, right? That crossed the Red Sea with us. You know they were getting put to death, right? Just saying. By the way, nigga. They were getting put to death. Go read the book of Numbers. So shut your dumb ass up. Ain't gonna be no heathen on a chariot, bitch, nigga. That's gonna be the point of the lesson, though. We'll see. Hold on.
Do the non-Israelites get glorified bodies? Yes or no?
Here's the point.
In terms of class and rulership.
Okay. Do the non-Israelites get glorified bodies?
Do the non-Israelites get glorified bodies? Yes or no? As concerning 1 Corinthians the 15th chapter. Let's see what this nigga says.
Yes or no?
That's an interesting question. So
my nigga, yes or no? You acting just like a fucking Christian, man. Every time we ask a Christian a question, they get to saying, well, that's interesting. Or, well, my personal, nigga, fuck that. Yes or no? If the answer is truly yes, they're going to avoid saying yes at all costs. If the answer is truly no, they're going to avoid saying no at all costs. He's going to give a fucking word salad, and then he's going to come around, and this is what all Christians do. Then they're going to come around and say, Well, I answered your question after giving the word salad. Nigga, no, you didn't. Yes or no, bitch. And then you're going to have to prove it afterwards through the scriptures. Not you just yapping your mouth. Prove it through the verses. Go to the scriptures and prove it. And you better pull the right one. Because you... Hey, man, these niggas through, man. This nigga Hassan sounds just like a fucking Christian, man. Just like a Christian. You sold out. You clearly sold out.
So that's something that I've been studying a little bit more lately, especially as it relates to this
Nigga, yes or no?
topic. There's arguments either way. Nonetheless, the point remains is that the majority of the Gentiles are going to be destroyed or go into slavery. So,
nigga, yes or no?
when we talk about Gentiles receiving glorified bodies,
Can I get a solid yes or no for that question?
I got you. Notice how I answered both of
No, I don't mind, but you supposed like we got kind of this thing where you're supposed to lead with a solid yes or no.
I got you, brother. Well, just let
me just repeat the question. Will non-Israelites have glorified bodies? Yes or no?
Yes.
What?
Non-Israelites have glorified.
I got you, brother. Well, just let
me just repeat the question. Will non-Israelites have glorified bodies? Yes or no?
Yes.
So now,
hey, man, let's play it one more time, bro. These niggas are gonna die, man. The Lord is gonna kill these niggas.
Kind of this thing where you're supposed to lead with a solid yes or no.
I got you, brother. Well, just let
me just repeat the question. Will non-Israelites have glorified bodies? Yes or no?
Yes.
I got to back Apostle Tahar here, man. What did the elder Apostle Tahar say in this video? What does he always say about the IUIC? And he also said this in this video. I'm going to back it 100%, as all the brothers should. Watch what Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is about to do to all you false prophets out there, you false teachers, you false camps. Watch what Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is about to do to these niggas. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? So you mean to tell me we're going to get salvation if we have that number, right? Then we're going to look to our right and we're going to look to our left and we're going to see Esau. You know, we're going to see Moab. We're going to see Ammon. You got some Ishmael over there too. Ooh, look at little Ham over there, right? You got, Elam. Can't forget Elam. We're going to see, Japheth. Hey, yo. We're going to see all these fucking heathens, right? With new bodies. So with immortal bodies. So the heathens are going to receive immortal bodies. So these niggas are going to be extraterrestrials. These niggas aren't going to die.
so now,
I'm going to play a little more than I'm going to get the precepts. This is craziness, man.
Revelation 11, when they get beamed up, enemies looked at them. So some of these people that's going to get beamed up are actually Edomites, Moabites, Gadites, Ammonites, whatever, Ishmaelites. And the enemies that's going to see them is other nations and certain Israelites. So they're going to see some Israelites beamed up. Just picture that in your mind. You're going to see some Elamites beamed up, some Edomites beamed up, some old Edomite cracker being beamed up with his old ass wife, some Edomite children being, a couple of Moabites, a couple more Jakes, and certain Israelites is going to be there, sit there watching them get beamed up, wondering what the hell's going on, and then you go from there to 1 Corinthians 15, 50 verse 1 down, when it says they're going to be changed. So that means if they're going to be beamed up into the ship, that means they're going to have to be changed. They're going to get that super extraterrestrial, the angelic body, and they're going to be made perfect. So in the kingdom, you're going to have Edomites that are really spiritual Israel. Now I'm going to let it play a little bit more. Like I said, you got, if the blind lead the blind, they shall both fall into a ditch. These guys are going to lead a lot of Israelites to destruction. And like I said, you got a lot of followers. You got a lot of zombies in Israel. And these, about a month ago, they were calling IUIC a bunch of zombies. You guys, the people that follow you are. If you go back to more by months ago, so these 3 months ago, you got it what? Team. So say on my number. If you running, you could me to you. I cool it. And state camps.
You already watched.
So it's there. It goes back into something that I've been looking into a lot lately, me and the priest. So when we see Paul teaching some of these churches that are clearly not just Israelites there is promises of them receiving certain levels of glorification, etc.
Those are all Israelites he was talking to.
Yep.
They were all Israelites, including the ones in Romans chapter 16. I mentioned all those Greek names. Those are all Israelites that came back into the fold. Why do you think he was up in Rome? Because you had Israelites that knew that they were Israelites in Rome that didn't believe in the Messiah. You had Israelites that knew that they were Israelites that believed in the Messiah. And you had Israelites that didn't know they were Israelites coming back into the fold.
But nonetheless, we see them not receiving the same level of glorification as the Israelites do. So hope that answers your question.
Well, I think you should demonstrate it. Show him where they get the glorified bodies. 1 Corinthians 15 started 21.
Yeah, I've already.
So we're gonna get into this, man. Without further ado, let's go to 1 Corinthians 15. Right, let's go there. Concerning the glorified bodies, right? And he's gonna try to get 1 Corinthians 15. He's gonna try to start up here concerning Adam and things of that sort. Try to, he's moving like a fucking Christian. All right, so the mystery of resurrection, right? 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 50. Now I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High, neither doth corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I shew you a mystery. We shall not sleep, we shall not all sleep, but we shall be changed. We shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. Now that dead is going into two things. You're going into those who died within the gospel, who died in the truth, right? Being raised up first, like it goes into in the Thessalonians. But it's also just talking about us being in these decrepit bodies anyway. Like Apostle Paul said in the book of Romans, who's going to deliver me from this body of death? So it's also talking about that. Right, but anyway, be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, because we're in corruptible flesh right now. We got to put on incorruptible flesh in order to even get on a chariot, because these bodies can't go into a chariot. A chariot is very holy. These bodies are not holy. We can't take this into a chariot. And not only that, these bodies are too fucking weak. If we take this into a chariot, we're going to fucking die. As soon as the chariot gets to moving, we're going to die. These bodies can't withstand that type of turmoil, right? We're going to break our necks and shit. And it says, for this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. All right, death. So you mean to tell me the heathens receiving new bodies, now they're no longer going to die. They're going to be immortals. Those specific heathens that receive salvation are going to live forever. Is that what you're saying? So they're going to get the equal, like he said, they're going to get equal glorification like as the Israelites. In a moment, let's keep going. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin. So what causes death is sin. The scriptures say the wages of sin is death. All right. And the strength of sin is the law, because the scriptures also say when you go to 1 John, sin is the transgression of the law. Right. So once again, who is the law given to? Who did the Lord give the law to in the book of Exodus, the 19th chapter? Who did the Lord give it to? He gave it to Moses. Who was Moses? Was Moses an Israelite? Yes, he was from the tribe of Levi. Who did the Lord command Moses to give the laws to? The Israelites, a few verses down in the book of Exodus 19. And the Israelites accepted the covenant. It was given to the Israelites, though. Once again, as I mentioned earlier, Amos 3 and 1 through 2. You have to explain these things, nigga. To keep going. But thanks be to the Most High, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. So you mean to tell me the heathens need a victory? Are they not already winning? So the heathens ain't already winning. So you mean to tell me you're going to have Psalms, the 83rd chapter, where the heathens are going to come be gathered together in one consent to destroy us as a nation completely, but the Lord's going to save them? You mean to tell me you got Lamentations, the 2nd chapter, where the heathens clapped their hands as we were falling, we was in our downfall. They clapped their hands, they were excited, and they were like, this is the day that we waited for. This is the day that we looked for, we wished for, we hoped for. This is beautiful. This is amazing. But the Lord's going to save these motherfuckers? Deuteronomy 23. I'm going to quote a lot of scriptures because, going to it, it'll be very long. But Deuteronomy 23, starting at verse 1. A bastard shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord forever. A Ammonite or a Moabite can't enter. How do you explain? So now Ammon and Moab can get, now the Lord's changing. That what means the Lord is changing. What does it say in Malachi 3 and 6? We got to grab that. Malachi 3 and 6. Let's get that. Here we go. Malachi 3 and 6. For I am Yahweh, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. So the Lord don't change. So the Lord, all throughout the Old Testament, he chanting down the fucking heathens. What about Deuteronomy 25 and 19? Where it says he's gonna command us when we get comfort and rest, which would be the kingdom of heaven. He's gonna have us destroy the Amalekites, which ultimately just mean the Edomites. All right, it's a direct linkage to Obadiah 1 and 18, because the Amalekites are the chief tribe of Edom, but we're gonna destroy all the Edomites. So how do you explain that? Now all of a sudden the Lord changed it. Hey, y'all get salvation now. You fucked my people up so bad, but now you're gonna get salvation. Come on, man. Come on, man. Are you serious? You can't be serious. The Lord said, meddle not with those that are given to change, but he himself is going to change. What the fuck? When you go to the book of Hebrews, maybe in chapter 12, not in maybe chapter 13, let's see. All right, bitch. Oh, hold on. Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 8. Yahushua HaMashiach, the same yesterday and today and forever. So Yahushua don't change either. What did Yahushua say in Matthew 15 and 24? I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So now as Yahushua sent, now Yahushua changed his mind. Now he's here for everybody. What did he command his disciples to go to in the book of Matthew chapter 10? He said, don't go to the heathens, go to the Israelites, go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But now he changed. He changed his tune, right? If the heathens can be saved, that means he changed his tune. But right here it says, Yahushua HaMashiach, the same yesterday and today and forever. So he don't change. Come on, man. So you trying to say if the heathens can now receive salvation, that means Yahweh and Yahushua. That means the most high power, the highest entity ever that there will ever be. And then the second highest entity that there will ever be. Both of them are unstable men. is what you're saying. Because when you go to the book of James, it says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So now you're saying the Most High and his only begotten Son are unstable men. They're unstable in everything they do. So that means if the heathens cannot receive salvation, why the hell will we ever follow the Most High and his Son? They're unstable. We're cooked under their rule, under their rule and lead, right? This is stupid, man. This is dumb. You see how dumb this is? God damn, this shit dumb. You niggas is some sellouts, man. You niggas got a bright future ahead of you if just you repent, man. And you know what the fuck I mean by that. Motherfucker, man. You niggas are stupid, man. And that's if you make it that fucking far. Wicked ass niggas. Now, if you're gonna get new bodies, right? As pursuing the 1 Corinthians 15, starting at 50 on down, getting new bodies, meaning you're not gonna die, you're gonna be immortal, right? So you have to be under the new covenant. If you have those new bodies, then that means you're officially under the new covenant, right? So let's go to the new covenant, right? Let's go to the new covenant. This is a precept to Jeremiah, the 31st chapter. Let's go to this new covenant right here. So I want to start here. We just start at 1. Why not? Right? Why not? So here we go. This is Hebrews 8:1. A better ministry. Now of the things which we have spoken, this is the sum. It's like it. This is the sum. We have such an high priest, which is Yahushua. And I want to do this. Well, he ain't saying nothing here anyway. So, but anyway, we have such a high priest who is set on the right hand of the throne of the majesty in the heavens. It's talking about Yahushua. He's on the right hand of the throne. All right. A minister of the sanctuary and of the true tabernacle, which the Lord pitched and not man. For every high priest is ordained to offer gifts and sacrifices, wherefore it is of necessity that this man have somewhat also to offer. For if he were on earth, he should not be a priest, seeing that there are priests that offer gifts according to the law, who serve unto the example and shadow of heavenly things, as Moses was admonished of the Most High when he was about to make the tabernacle. I always forget what that word admonish means. I know what it means, but every time I see it again, it just the definition slips my mind. And I want to refresh my mind on that. Warn, reprimand. Oh yeah, I already know that. Yes, admonition. Yeah, I knew that. See, it's just sometimes you just gotta refresh your mind. You have brain farts. That's why we need new bodies. But yet this nigga talking about the heathen's gonna get that. Admonished of the Most High when he was about to make the tabernacle. For see, saith he that thou make all things according to the pattern shewed to thee in the mount. Right, talking about back in Mount Sinai, right? And it says, but now hath he obtained a more excellent ministry, by how much also he is the mediator. So Yahushua is a mediator of a better covenant, which was established upon better promises. When you go to verse 7, this is the beginning. For if the first covenant had been faultless, which the first covenant was made with who? The Israelites. The first covenant was made with the Israelites, like in Exodus 19. It says, then should no place have been sought for the second, which the first covenant was faultless. The only thing that made it a fault was us. There was nothing wrong with the laws. Even Apostle Paul went into that in Hebrews chapter 7. I mean, not Hebrews, Romans chapter 7. Apostle Paul went into that. How the law, ain't nothing wrong with the law. The law is spiritual. We are the problem. We're the issue, not the law. So we're the reason it was a fault. But now we need a new covenant. Because in these bodies, because if you're under the first covenant, that means you're in these bodies. All right. You're not under the new covenant unless you're in a new body, in an immortal body. right? We're still in this sinful flesh, so we're still in between the first and the second covenant. So to be completely under the first covenant, you have to be in this sinful flesh, and you ain't gonna make it, man. I'm gonna put it that way. You ain't gonna make it. That's why we need the new covenant. But it's only coming to the Israelites. The heathen's still gonna die. It says, for finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant. Now, when you go into that word new, there's no difference. There is a difference, but it's not a major difference. When you go into that word new, let's get the Greek word for that. The Greek word right here is kainos.
Strong's G 2537, kainos. Kainos.
Kainos. And it means, let me jump to the point. Refreshed. All right. Let me see. Nah, these ain't really paying homage to what it's supposed to do. Blue Letter done changed this shit again. Anyway, one of the points is right here. Where'd it go? Didn't I just refresh? Maybe my mom wanted to see that. Hold on. Yeah, Blue Letter changing shit again, man. They stay doing this shit. It used to straight up say refreshed and renewed. Oh, that's some bullshit. Hold on. No, that's some bullshit, Blue Letter. Oh, yeah, they changed it completely. Oh, y'all some hoe-ass niggas. All right, Blue Letter changing stuff. But the Greek word for new is kainos, which means refreshed. Blue Letter want to change shit. You ain't slick, bitch. You ain't stopping this, man. Let's type this in. Does the Greek word kainos mean renewed? Look at that. Well, this is some bullshit, but look at this. It says kainos implies a transformation or renewal in quality or character. So it's still on some BS. The point is, the word means renewed or refreshed. Do your own research on it. The damn shit, Blue Letter keep changing shit. Man, every time I click on the definition, I ain't clicked on the why. They change it, man. Fucking Blue Letter, man. God damn you niggas. Esau, you nigga, you just doing your job, though. Being the devil. That's what you're supposed to do. Anyway, the word there is kainos, which means renewed or refreshed. So it's the same covenant with added benefits, right? That's why I said this a covenant is established upon better promises. Right? So it's the same covenant, just better benefits. Right? And the better benefits is the fact that we won't die no more. So who is this new covenant that is going to be basically give you immortality, because the laws are going to be established in our inward parts? Who is this new covenant going to be made with? Who is it going to be made with? Let's read it. For finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel, the northern kingdom, and with the house of Judah, the southern kingdom. So as I asked a Christian a few weeks ago, who is this covenant made with? Who is the new covenant? Who's going to be under the new covenant? I'm asking Hassan because you're a Christian now, basically. Who is the new covenant going to be made with? The heathens, it didn't mention the heathens. It mentioned Israel and Judah. It didn't say the Gentiles. It didn't say the heathens. It said Israel and Judah. So what 1 Corinthians 15, starting at 50 on down, was concerning, you have to be under the new covenant to be considered a part of that. immortality, you have to be under the new covenant. So who is going to be under the new covenant? Who's really going to get glorified bodies and that only? You're adding and you're taking away to the scriptures. What does it say in Revelation 22 concerning that? If you add to the scriptures, the plagues of this book, they're going to be added unto you. And if you take away, nigga, you're going to be blotted out of the book of life. That's what it's saying in Revelation 22. You're adding and you're taking away. It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. It's right there, man. Plain as day. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers when I took them from the hand or by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant. And I regarded them not, saith the Lord. And we got cursed for that. Deuteronomy 28. But this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. It said it again. He's going to make this covenant. It said it again, with the house of Israel. After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. So now, guess what? When we in this new covenant, we're not going to sin anymore. Like it said in 1 Corinthians 15, start in 50 on down. And when we read, it said the sting of death is sin. All right, and the sting is and basically the strength of sin is the law. Because the wages of sin is death, and in order to sin, you have to transgress the law. But under the new covenant, the Israelites, they're not going to sin anymore. Therefore, they're going to be a part of that 1 Corinthians 15 and 50 on down concerning immortality. Because if you can't sin, you can't die. So now are you saying the heathens aren't going to sin anymore and they're going to live forever? Here's another way to cut this nonsense. Verse 11, and they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. Who is that? All who? All Israelites. So we're not going to have to, an Israelite in the kingdom is not going to have to teach his fellow Israelite anymore about the Lord. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen in the kingdom. So you telling me that we're not going to have to teach the heathens our ways in the kingdom? Because they're gonna be under the new covenant, right? So we're not gonna have to teach the heathens, right? So you're calling the Lord a liar again. Let's go to Isaiah 2. God's universal reign, Isaiah 2:1. The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem, the Israelites, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. All nations are going to flow unto it. This is talking about the kingdom when we get established again. It says that many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord. Who's the mountain of the Lord? The house of Israel. All right. And that word is synonymous with monument, which to Zion. So it's talking about the Israelites. To the house of the Most High, or the power of Jacob, when he will teach us his ways and we will walk in his paths. But in the new covenant, if these heathens are going to be in the new covenant, why would the nations have to come to learn from us? Why do we have to teach the nations of our ways? Why do we have to teach them how to walk in our paths? Why? If in the kingdom, they're going to be under the new covenant, so they're not going to have to teach them. They're not going to have to teach. We're not going to have to teach the heathens because they're going to be under the new covenant, right? Why does it say we're going to have to teach them here? For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. Explain this. You can't. Through, man. Through. You're through. You are through, man. And the Lord going to punish you for that. Just through, man. So at the end of the day, the title of the lesson, right? Will non-Israelites receive glorified bodies? The answer to that question is no. They will not receive glorified bodies. They absolutely will not. This is not going to happen. Not a chance in the fucking world. Hassad is going off. And he's through. Lord willing, this will be edifying to you all. All right, Lord willing, this was edifying to you all. All right, I want to close giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashim Hawashai Ba'ashim Kakurash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who have taught us all this truth in the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashim Hawashai. And until next time, Abba Bo, Kwam Yasharallah, Gadol Abadium, Lababo Gadol, Yahweh Mahar, Wa Habathun. And until next time, I would like to say unto you all, Shabbat Shalom.